We're going at it. We're building a drone specifically so I can race on Saturday, but this is going to be the drone that I offer as a ready to fly. Okay, I think you guys can see everything. Okay, very good. Let's go. So, we're using the SkyStars F4 all-in-one. It's an F405, and it has an M6000 gyro, as well as 45 amp ESCs, so it'll easily be able to take a 4S pack. We have the SkyStars VTX. It has audio and 1.6 watts of power, so more than enough power. We're using Express LRS EP2, tiny little receiver, nice and light. I was considering going with the super light VTX, but the light VTXs don't have sound, and I also want to be able to use this later for other than racing, being able to go as far as you want. With the VTX like that, it's going to be very nice. It comes with screws that I screwed it onto my top plate. Now, where is it? We're going to be doing two of these builds. We're doing one with the F4 all-in-one, and we're going to be doing another one with an F7 stack, so that I can compare and see if the all-in-one versus the stack, if I notice any differences, or if this is good enough. I really like this because it's just a nice everything in one, and it's solid. Hey. So this thing has a it has a plate on it. I took the plate off and I cut it off. It's a 3.5. It is a 3.5. Okay, and we're printing stuff for it along the way. So I just made an antenna mount that holds the antenna at a 25 or 25 degree angle. I like that more. Okay, so we got that. I just got to print another antenna holder.
Jingle Man. That's it. All links available.
I'm gonna have it on my website. This is my first time doing this build, so if this build goes well, I'm planning to make it as a do-it-yourself or as a bind and fly. we're printing more stuff and continuing. So first thing that I did, I took all my screws, put them onto bolts so they're not going anywhere. And we figure out where we want the front and the back. The leads are coming out of here, so we're going to point those to the back. This is a SkyStars F405. And it has some plugs too, so that's nice. So we can do this like this. So that's going to be our receiver. And then we have another, well, this we're going to have to actually wire up. But the wiring can all be done, I believe, on top. Yes. Okay, so first let's just prepare the pads. Uh, 4S, and I'll use 560s, 150Cs, or 650 4S. I usually won't go larger than that. The VTX is going to be going here, so we can do all that. So where's the VTX going here? Okay, the VTX is going where the camera is. It's going to be the VTX is actually going from underneath. I can do the VTX from here. Very good. Okay. It has options for on top or underneath. Okay. On top, I want to do it all on top. So the VTX will be going over here, and then none of that's going to be used. Okay. So we're going to be using the TX, the VTX, the 5, so those three and those three. So these three, and that one over there. Okay, very nice. Let's start prepping those joints. I like to keep my iron at around 350 to 375. Make sure we clean up the tip nicely. I never use water, I always use the brass. I find that water will oxidize your tip really quickly, and nobody wants an oxidized tip. So we heat up the pad. Oh, it actually even has a, I didn't even realize that. So it has a hole for this guy. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna route this. Remember that the ground always has this line. I want this to go actually like this. So we're going to cut it to the same length. We're going to stick it in. Put a little bit of flux on that too. And take this and put it in. Now we're going to add solder to everything. Nice. We heat up the pad, and then we put the solder onto the pad. And we just dump a nice little blob on there. Very good. Nice. Very nice. So always, we're just touching the pad with the soldering iron, then we're bringing the solder kind of in between the pad and the iron, and we just have a nice little bob, and we leave it. There we go. Trying to work nice and fast. Very nice. Now we know we're going to be doing which pad, so we're going to, this time I'm going to add it onto the tip of it, and I'm going to touch the pad, and it should grab it. Then we're going to do the next one. Here we go. The next one. By knowing exactly what you're going to be working with and what's going where, makes everything a lot easier. Because we're not putting solder on all the pads, we're only putting it on the pads we're going to use, and later on that's just going to help us. And basically we're putting our motors on, we're putting our receiver on, we're putting our VTX on, we're putting our camera on. That's it. It's always those things. And if you need help kind of understanding that, I have a beginner video that talks about wiring and everything really nicely that anyone can learn from. You just go to my beginner playlist and you'll be able to do that. Very nice. So now that's all set up. Now we're going to turn off the soldering iron for now. And get it out of our way. Take a little sip of coffee. Okay, now let's start dealing with the motors. I think these I don't know what I did with the motor screws. I'm using a analog VTX. It's a 1.6 watt VTX. It's nice and solid. It also has audio. But usually I like the Rush Solo, but this one's really neat because it screws right into my top plate, and it fits really nicely, and it's clean, and it seems pretty solid. So we're gonna find out. I would use a Pro 32 if I didn't care about audio, the Nano Pro 32, but because I want to have audio, this has audio, and it's just I think it just all looks really nice. It's gonna be a beautiful build. Yeah, this is the bag of screws that it came with, and I don't think that those screws are not going to be long enough for my thing. So let's see what size screws we're going to need. I have a feeling we're going to need 9. Because this is a 4mm plate. Okay. So, I always look at all my prints and pick the 2 prettiest ones for the front. Not that it's going to make that big of a difference, but these 2 are the prettiest. There is something about, like, you know, I don't know, to me, I'm a little bit shallow. I want it to look really beautiful. So, it's taken a long time to figure out what parts I want to use for everything. And I found that basically you can take a Crux 35, and that's the best bang for your buck. You can buy a Crux 35 and transfer it over to my frame. But I wanted to have kind of like a premium build, so that's what we're going with here. And SkyStars basically has some really good stuff, everything except for the cameras. So I'm going to be ordering some cameras off of Runcam once I start selling these. But the nice thing with this stack is it's 45 amps, so it's way more than what you even need. It has plates that protect the electronics, and it has an M6000 gyro, which was not like, it was the popular thing to use before COVID, but then everyone stopped using them and they started using like the BMIs and different ones. SkyStars is one of the few companies that has the M6000 gyros. And I got into designing drones because of how disappointed I was with a lot of what's on the market. I wanted to have something a little bit more like premium, because when you buy things like, for instance, the Baby Hawk Emacs and stuff like that, the electronics on them are just horrendous. And I think that most people would actually rather pay a little bit more and get something they know is really good. But we get lots of people that go in thinking they're getting something good, but they're really getting like the cheapest electronics possible from companies just kind of manufacturing everything. Yeah. Ooh, mama, mama. Okay. 1 sec. And we'll have to line everything up. Very good. Also testing out some new TPU, Giant Arm. I like it. The green goes with the green. Okay. We need 4 more of these screws. We're using 9mm screws, just in case you end up doing Well, if you get this off me, it will come with all the screws. The importance when you're building of lining everything up with everything, with planning out where everything's going to be, it makes a huge difference. Keeps everything nice and clean. Even just when you're soldering things too, just having things parallel to where they're going, measuring the right length for everything to be, instead of just, slapping everything together. It's also nice to make sure that you have enough time to do it, that you're not rushing, that you're looking at it like a calm, enjoyable experience. You're creating art. As I screw it into the wrong hole. There we go. Oh, I got stuck. Once again, lining these up, putting them on the holes. Very nice. I have my electric screwdriver that kind of screws everything nicely till it stops. And then afterwards I'll use one of these. This is like just the perfect screwdriver. It's like 10 to 20 bucks, but it's the best. It just fits the holes perfectly and does a great job. And then this is great for just fast convenience. If you go onto my homepage, you can find links to my Amazons, and it'll have all those things on there that you can get for yourself. Okay, now we're going to figure out these motor wires.
Black hat FPV. Civic. Building is fun for me except the part where I figure out how and where to fit everything.
Yep. Good morning to you. Sorry for sorry for keeping you up late last night. Okay. See, other thing with printing, sometimes I try, like, I printed this with, like, bigger lines, and it came out not as good. With fine ones, it came out beautiful, so I did fine ones. And then with this, I tried to do fine ones, and I think it's going to be worse, so I'm going to print it again with bigger ones, and then it's going to come out better.
Black hat FPV. Civic. I got up anyway after a 5-hour nap. NFPV. Civic. Hello.
Hey. Okay. Woo. Okay, very nice. Now, what do we want to do next? Yes, we're going to figure out all these motors, because they're not really going to be in the way anyways. First, we get all the nice and clean stuff and get everything out of the way. Now you see with the wires, we're going to make sure we don't want them to be so tight that when it smacks, they're going to crack off. So we're going to go like that, and we know to cut it right there. We'll give ourselves a little bit extra, just a little bit, because if it's a touch too long, it's a lot better than it being a touch too short. That's what she said. Oh boy. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut one and then I'll measure all the other ones to that length. But this time they're already, I don't know, I'm doing it like this. So we're gonna go right there and go snip. Plus, if you screw up like pushing back the rubber, you might appreciate that little bit of leeway. I like there to be enough wire for it to kind of go down underneath it and come up. And see, we're doing these all at the same time. Each step that we're doing them all together, and that just makes it nice and systematic. It can be easy to kind of do this and that and this and that, and everything gets kind of mumbo-jumboed. Okay, so we cut them all to length. Now the next step we're going to do is we're going to use our nails. That's why I didn't cut my nails. They're all nasty and whatever. But having nails can help you when you're doing these things. So we're going to just use our nails and take off the tips.
Fabio Slavo said, hello.
Hey.
Can I ask you what's the budget for this build?
I believe this build's going to be do-it-yourself for around 250 American dollars. Or I do it for you for an extra $100. But we have all great parts. Basically, I'm testing this out for myself to see if I think that it is really great, and if it is as great as I hope it will be, then I'll start selling them. If I'm not happy with it, then I'm not going to be selling it. I'm never going to be one of those places that just kind of, sells things for the sake of it. I want to be able to give you guys something really beautiful, It's always, to me, going to be about having that experience where, you fly a drone and you feel like you're one with it.
What flight controller is that?
So this is a SkyStars F405. So I'm doing two builds. I'm doing an all-in-one with the 405. This is a 45 amp all-in-one, so it's more than enough power. It comes with a cap. And then the motors are 1404s, 3800 kV, so it's a 4S setup. So this is more than enough power. It has nice shielding and everything. And then we're using a VTX that's 1.6 watts, and it has audio, so you can listen to your flights and everything. And it screws onto the top of the board very nicely. So everything just kind of sits nice in place. But I'm also doing a build with a F7 stack. This would be what you'd want to use if you were going to do digital. also, and we're going to go into that maybe later. But for now, I've gone back to being an analog fanboy. So we're basically going to do two beautiful builds, and then we're going to subject them to racing. So if they can survive the a day of racing, then they're pretty good by me. And if we blow them up, then I guess I'm not going to be selling them. So once again, we do everything all together. We put some flux on the tips. So there's flux on all the tips. Sometimes they like to spread apart, so you got to give them a little twist and say, no, you stay together. Got to stay together. Okay. Now we're going to turn on our soldering iron again. Like I said before, I usually like it around 350 to 375. So right now I'm using 375. I have this, I actually kind of like put this thing together. I don't know if you can see it. I call it like a solder sucker, but it's basically a machine that sucks the smoke, and I really like it. I believe it's on Amazon for about 40 bucks, and I have links to it from my profile. You just go to my Amazon store, you'll see that, and you can grab one. But it's nice because it just sucks all this solder smoke away, so you're not inhaling cancer. Okay, here we go. So always clean the tip, put a little bit of solder on it, then touch the tip to the tip, and then add a little bit of solder. It's almost like you're heating up the wire, and then you're painting on it with a little bit of solder. What was that beep? What is the beeping? Okay, see, I touch it, and then I paint a little bit of solder onto the wire. I touch it, and I paint a little bit of solder onto the iron. Not onto the iron, onto the wire. So you see on one side I'm heating up the wire, on the other side I'm painting a bit of solder onto it. And I find that little technique works very nicely. There you go, see that? Okay. Very nice. Now this actually has enough on it that I think I can just go from side to side. And there we go. Yeah, see, when I use that technique, it just always comes out perfect. Okay, now we're gonna line them all up and put them in. And as you start doing this more and more, you'll notice that you line it up nicely, and it's almost as if it just wants to be together. Another thing you can do is you can touch them, and then you can run the iron down the wire right into your finger. There you go. Very nice. Or you can just pop it right off. You let them attach and pop it off. That one's getting a little close to the other one. Okay, no. No. So you might also want to use, where are those things? Some of these guys. And then you don't have to worry about your finger getting burnt. Beautiful. Nice, strong connections. And don't be cheap with the solder, you know, when you get that nice little blob on it. Because that nice little blob makes everything so easy later on for you. And you learn to do this really nicely, and then they don't come ripping off in crashes. I kind of get like a couple seconds, like 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. Very nice, see? So everything's wired up nicely. Now we're going to take a little break from the soldering, so we're going to shut it off. And we're going to start just kind of routing things. Lots of, like, one of the most important things just when building is just routing everything. And also making sure you have that battery strap on there before you do all this stuff. There's so many times where I've done builds and I didn't have the battery strap on. And then it's like, no, I'm an idiot. Why? See how nicely it's just gonna fit nice and flush and be lined up beautifully. And because we have that extra wiggle room, we can bend the wires and send them there. Yes. Okay, so let's see which one came out better. You know what? I actually think the fine one came out a little bit better. Okay, let's worry about that later, in a bit. Right now, we're routing the wires. So just push it down and tuck it under. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Did I screw up? No, of course not. I make no mistakes. If you're around, you'd know that every time I try to build a drone, it takes me a bloody 6 hours because everything goes wrong. So I waited till I was in a good frame of mind to do this. Okay. Let's, what size screws are we using? Let's take those off and we can use all the same stuff. Why not? Yeah, we're gonna use, so yeah, there's black ones, there's steel ones, there's titanium ones. Sometimes lots of the time I like to use titanium, but since this is a race build and I don't really care about weight that much, I'm gonna be using the stainless steel, or steel. Is it steel or stainless steel? Who knows? I don't know. How many of these things do we need? We need 4. 4 of these. Okay, I got one of these guys. Okay, let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws. I don't know if you watch like Sesame Street. the Count Chocula or whatever his name is. I don't know. Okay, so First thing we're going to start doing is we'll stick in one. So I'm using 8mm, and I like these kind of the screws that have a flat, like, I don't know, they just go in nice and flat. I like those. Okay, and now I'm going to start routing this. I'm just like, am I going to bend it like that? And I'm going to figure this out. I want it to do this. I want it to go through my little thing. And I don't want this to touch that. Okay. So, what are we going to do? We're going to grab the pliers. Where are the pliers? Where are the pliers? They should be here. They are not here. We are going to have to go and find the pliers. I'll be right back. Oh yes, also I should be charging my phone and cooling it too so that we don't lose video for any reason. Okay. Very nice. Okay, plus that is the positive, it's not the ground, so we don't want to be grounding the positive. I wonder if we can twist it. We can twist it around a bit and push this. Yes. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Okay, so that is nice. And we're still going to have to add our, you know what, while we're here, we're going to bend it out of the way first. And we're going to add our power leads. So, turn the iron on again. Let's take a little mini coffee break. Also, can I make this? No. Okay. Coffee break time. Okay, we're going to be running these through here too, and these are big cords. They don't have to be so big, but why not? Give us a nice solid power. Phenomenal power! Okay, so let's dip these into solder. Flux, dip them into flux. Now we're going to clean our tip. Always the same system. I'm going to put solder on the tip. We're going to touch this, yes, from underneath, and we're going to feed it. We're going to feed it. Yes. Yes. Tons of solder on there. Same thing here. Lots of solder on there, very nice. Oh, I forgot to turn on my solder sucker. Now we're going to do it the same way that we want it to go, so we want it to go this way. I want it to go like this. Yep. They're connected very nicely. Now we're going to do the other one. I also have shaky hands, so if I can do this, anyone can. Okay. Very tight, very close, but we are good. Okay, so now turn that off. Now we're gonna take our little thing, this guy, and we're gonna clean it up with the hot gun. Usually I have the hot gun at about 350 degrees. And we'll just, I don't think we're gonna probably be cutting that part off anyways. Okay, we're using 18 millimeter standoffs also. I like to do 15 slammed, but these parts won't fit. If you used like a smaller VTX, you could get it into a 15 millimeter slammed, and that would be very nice. Okay. My area is pretty sketchy too, so it's a bad example. But now we're gonna take these guys, and they're gonna go in the bottom, and then we're gonna pop the cap through as well. These are some big bloody power cords. You know, I might have to we'll see how we'll see if this works. This might not work. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it works. Of course it does. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off actually. Okay, and we're gonna line this up. Line everything up. Oh. Okay. And then we're gonna put it in from here. shove it deep inside. And tenderly, very tenderly. Don't get angry. Do it all with love. Okay.
Story Sphere said, "What's up, mate?"
Hey, how's it going? We're pushing Standoff's blueprint. Oh no! Like I said, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't think of your ex-wife. Because you got it right the first time. Yeah, baby. Okay, everything's looking good. Everything's looking fine. Everything's looking sexy. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, so now I line up these holes with these screws. This is like science. It's like we're doing like a space journey.
Gibby.mp4 said, "Hello."
Hey, how's it going? This is a really nice and tight build. I like tight builds. They are a little bit challenging, but oh, when they're done, it feels nice. Yeah, we gotta make sure that that cord isn't that is not touching that later. Okay, and it's good. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing great. We're having a good time. Okay. All we gotta do is just...
Gibby.mp4 said, "I'm in the process of building a quad 2, but my motor wires are too short. Do you have any advice on extending them?"
Yeah, just splice them. I've done it many times. It's annoying, but you just get wires, you add to them, and you make sure that you do the thing. You shrink wrap them together. Let me see. I do have a build that has that. This one. Okay, so see, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take each wire, you're gonna splice them together, then you're gonna take shrink wrap and put it down to that spot, shrink it together, and you good as new. You can even do it on the bloody tiny whoops, which is not fun at all, but it is doable. You can do anything you set your mind to. Holy, I just...
FPV got said,
I shoved it.
"Hot."
I shoved it all the way through. That is not what you're supposed to do. So let's try that again. Do it again now. What I get, you got to get it from your mama.
Said, "I'm so sad."
Don't be sad. Why are you sad? Tell me your problems. Let's do this.
FPV got said, "You know what?"
No, I don't know why. Tell me why. Come on.
Gibby.mp4
Damn, that's tight.
"Are motor wires usually 20 AWG?"
I have no idea.
Said, "It because I have no FPV drin rep."
These are 24. Well, that's very sad. You should get yourself an FPV drone then.
FPV got said, "Yeah." FPV got said, "I'm 11."
Oh, well, one day you'll grow up and have an FPV drone like a real boy.
FPV got said, "Thanks."
You know what? These are not long enough, and I can tell. I'm gonna have to get something a little bit longer for this.
Said, "I love orbits."
You love orbits. That's nice. It's very nice. I like strawberries and root beer. Do, 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 do.
Kibby.mp4 said, how do I know what size wire I can use to extend the motors?
So just use wires similar to what's on it.
FPV got said, I'm like, FPV got said, so happy.
Okay. Because it seems like these are just short enough that they're not threading in enough.
FPV.
And we don't want to strip the threading.
He said he likes your videos.
Oh, thank you.
FPV guy said, because you're the first person who talked.
Oh,
FPV guy
thanks.
said, to me. FPV guy said, you made my day.
Thank you. You put my day on a great start. So, thank you to you. Okay. Yeah, look at it. Look at how nice and clean that is. Look at how nice and clean. It's grabbing the whole flight controller and tilting it down. But...
FPV guy said, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, we're gonna pull this out a bit.
Said, thanks for being so helpful. FPV guy said, looks so good.
That is tight.
FPV guy said, and clean.
Very
FPV
tight,
guy
very tight.
said, okay. FPV guy said, bye. FPV guy said, GTG.
See you, buddy. Okay. So let's put our battery and see how long we need this lead to be. I don't think we need it to be very long at all.
FPV guy
That guy on there.
said, I have to go to school. FPV guy said, bye.
Have a great day at school.
FPV guy said, anyways. FPV guy said, thanks.
Okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut it right here. Okay. Oh yes. So I don't want my cord to be super long. That's actually one of my pet peeves. Things dangling around. Okay, I'm finishing my coffee now, and then we're going to continue. Okay, what's the next part that do we have to print anything else? Oh, you know what? We will. We're gonna print a nice camera mount.
FPV guy said, and make that FPV drone good.
Oh, it's gonna be so
FPV guy
Actually, you know what?
said,
I'm gonna use
GN.
this should blend. It doesn't look as good as the green. Okay.
FPV guy said, you're my hero. FPV guy said, but
You are very sweet. Okay.
FPV guy said, good night. FPV guy said, why you laughed?
Because my wife said that go to school. She said you should just go to school and stop talking because she's not
FPV guy
supportive.
said, oh. FPV guy said, okay. FPV guy said, GN. FPV guy said, okay.
So now I'm using a razor and I'm cutting the top and bottom. Oh, I almost cut my finger too. I'm just cutting the top
FPV guy
and the bottom.
said, tell your wife I'm going to school. FPV guy said, bye. FPV guy said, be careful. FPV guy Sid. Yeah.
See you later, buddy. Okay. Very nice. So now we're gonna flux these up and turn on our solder guy again. Turn on our thingy. Now we could use thinner wires, but I just feel like having those nice chunky wires are just going to deliver the power nicely. Let's just make sure this is a tight. I hate when these are loose, so we got to make sure it's tight. Yeah, that's good. That's tight. Nice and tight. Okay. Once again, we clean the tip. Then we add the solder to the tip. Then we touch the cord and we feed more solder to it. Yes. Beautiful. Positive, negative. Remember, round is ground. That's a pretty easy way to remember. Now we could, like, do I care about leaving it exposed? Okay, you know what? We are going to add on the one side.
Sid. Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Hey, buddy boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, stay still. Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Story Sphere. Sid. How did top speed that drone can reach?
I have no idea.
Monkey_MTB. Sid. Total. Lotus. Sid. Hey, I got a question. I just built an FPV race drone with a speedy VF7V3 ESC. But it's drifting a bit. What would you try to fix it? Thanks in advance. Smiley face.
Go into my beginner playlist, and there's a short with a tune. Put that tune on it. And that should make it about as good as it'll get. Also, tell me about the build. Is it heavy? Okay, very nice. Now we're going to shrink that.
Lotus. Sid. Alright, I'll try that, thanks.
No problem.
The drone weighs roughly around 700 grams. Monty_MTB. Sid. I will build a freestyle drone EJA the speedy VHD frame good.
I'm thinking if I was building, what are you building for? What the heck? Ariel.
Turn off the
Yeah, just getting rid of those parts that stick out. This is an amazing tool also. A nail drill. The amounts of times that it just helps you make something a little bit bigger or a little bit smoother is like just unbelievable. Now this is being
Monty_MTB. Sid. In speed FE droney and the same droney as you.
Yeah. I don't fly anything bigger than 3.5. I'm going to be designing a 4-inch soon. But
Why?
so that I can complete my collection.
You just said you don't fly anything over 3.5.
Yeah, I don't fly anything over 3.5 until I make my 4. But this is like the ultimate just for everything. Like you can
Are you and me gonna eat the rest of this?
the rest of what?
Dinner.
What's dinner?
From yesterday.
The chicken? Sure, if you want to.
Well, are you not?
I'm not hungry right now. No,
Come on.
I'm not hungry. Okay, so that's gonna go.
Monty_MTB. Sid. The droney is very tall.
The droney is very, I don't know. Okay. So I want to keep this. What?
Why is all of this here?
I don't know, it's a mystery.
Can you take it off of the couch?
Can you please just leave it alone?
No.
Just leave it alone, it'll all be gone by Saturday.
It should never be there.
I know.
Do you? Then why is it there?
I don't know.
Move it to the chair.
Ariel, just...
Move it to the
Oh
chair.
my
It's
good.
Jaya. Sid. Hey.
Hey. Let a woman in your life. And you invite internal strife.
Oh, we need
Okay. My goodness. Now, cut this down a bit. What are you whispering about, you troublemaker?
Your daughter is hungry.
Okay, one sec. What happened to the air conditioning?
All before, you never wanted.
No, I need it
Now
right
you-
now.
now you
I'm all
always
hot.
want air conditioning.
I don't always want air conditioning, okay? Oh, my finger!
What?
Mm.
Good?
Okay, playing around with razors is a dangerous thing. Okay, you know what? That's just making a mess. We don't. Just let it be. Sometimes you just gotta let it be. Just let it be. I don't want this to actually. Okay. Well, that's that. Okay. We have our receiver. We have our VTX. This is gonna go. We're gonna try and line everything up now. So this is gonna go like this. I just made this mount. So it has it at a nice little angle. Do we need all these little things? Probably not.
I don't like
I don't think we need
You
these.
like it.
I don't like that.
You said it tastes good.
Yeah, but I don't like it really, really, really.
What? Yeah, you like it.
I like that it's normal chocolate.
Okay, I have normal chocolate. What do you want? Before we go to Runcam, you gotta bring.
Okay, so we got that. And we can screw this in. And we can turn it.
It's still good. I give it a solid 10 out of 10.
Okay, see how nice and tight that is? That's gonna go. Is it gonna go like see, and then we have to deal with crap like
Solid
that.
10 out of 10 is this, but not that. Not like this. It's like this. And then I give the, I don't know what.
We've run into our first problem. Can I put it on and then run the cord sideways? Can I do that? I think I can. Let's find out. I believe I can. The question is, will these... What are you doing? Oh no, no, what is that? Ariel. No, 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 no.
Honestly, so annoying.
Here, Mama.
What?
Listen to whatever you want.
No,
Yes.
I'm eating.
Well, what's that noise I was hearing?
That was the air conditioning
No, there was the
busting
phone.
again.
There was the phone doing stuff. Yeah. will these be able to go through? That is the question. Yep, it's gonna work. It is going to work. There can be miracles when you believe. Okay, we run these wires this way. They're gonna go there. That's gonna be able to go flat because we're gonna cut those guys. I'm gonna screw that protection on, and then we're gonna cut those, and it's going to be tight, but it's going to be great.
I don't know what a dreidel is.
Oh, what?
A dreidel.
A dreidel? No.
It's the toy that Jews play with. Okay. Oh! And now our VTX is dead. Okay. Back on track. We got our receiver here.
What? You say what?
And now we have these little screws we're only going to need to use one because the other side is being held down very securely. No, we're going to use, yeah. You know what? Maybe we're going to use something else. We're going to use the regular ones because this one goes into the hole. We don't want it to go into the hole.
Mom.
We want a metal. We want a metal one.
Everyone, I'm done here. Oh, that was clever.
See, the thing with this is somebody gets this and they'll be like, how the heck do I put it together? I'm gonna come and eat it. I'm gonna eat all of it as soon as you go to the bathroom.
What?
You just said make sure Daddy doesn't eat it.
Eat what?
I don't know. What did you think I was gonna eat?
This baby. Look.
Oh,
I can share it with you.
amazing.
Do you want to share it?
Mhm.
After Remy's appointment.
After Remy's appointment, we're gonna eat candy.
Yeah, no. Because she might put this thing in our mouth that we can't drink for an hour, or we can't drink or eat for an hour.
Hey, can you sponsor me a FPV?
So not until
I am Nepal sad but relief face, loudly crying face.
I hate when my dolly.
I can't sponsor anyone, man.
He's poor.
I'm poor, very poor. Thanks, Mama.
Anything. Sponsor you. You can't even pay for food half the time.
Thanks. And that's why I
More than
need
half the time.
you to join my Patreon.
Shishir said, I can't even afford the googles.
Oh,
Shishir said, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
It's okay.
This is really good, man. Good making this okay.
There we go. That is good. Now I can cut these off. Okay. Those are hard to cut actually, but let's.
Shishir said, what do you choose in flight controller for Cinehoops PDB F4 or Gaku?
I don't know. I would go for a Rush. I like Rush. Probably. Or this if it does well.
Well, I suggest you come eat your chicken while it's somewhat hot.
Come on. I need to cut these things.
What are you doing?
Okay. Now the VTX should fit on it. Now where is the VTX?
What's this? What?
I'm gonna have to cut that. Okay, I'm gonna go outside for a sec with the little grindy thing.
What?
Shishir said, if I am building my first FPV, which one you suggest, digital or analog?
Analog.
What is your thought on DJI-03 Air unit?
It's great, but
it's
a bit fragile.
Said, hello.
Hello. Okay, so
You like some ice cream? Yeah, the wheel one. I have normal pumpkin day ice cream, not the one I made. You want normal creme brulee ice cream? My ice cream is not creme brulee. Yeah. This is the normal creme brulee one.
I have this little like Dremel thing. And I'm gonna take this outside.
Said, what do you suggest in analog like Runcam or CADS?
I suggest you get a Crux 35 and you order one of my frames. And then you fly the Crux 35 till you crack the frame. And then you put it on my frame. Or if it's just your first time and you're just starting, I have a beginner playlist with how I think is the best way to start. If you look at how to start in 2024. Okay. So I'm gonna go and grind this off and that off. I'll be back.
Flash. Sit. Reveal the parts now.
Do you want that? Yes or no? No?
That no one can open it without me because there's a secret password and it's user and I
Matthew E.
Okay. So, that did it. Maybe choosing screws that are shorter would work, but this is a tool that is also very useful.
Unknown. Sit. How much speed do you think the build will go?
I don't know.
Cheshire. Sit. Even I can't order your frame as I am not close to your country.
Oh, I ship worldwide.
The transportation cost will be higher even though if I manage to order.
It would be around 20 bucks. 20 to 30 bucks for shipping. I've shipped to Germany. I can ship worldwide. But yeah, if you get a Crux 35, okay, that fits perfectly. Perfectly. Okay, I have to shove a little bit of food in my mouth. A spoon, please.
What food?
A big spoon, please.
La la la
A big spoon, please. How do you give her so much ice cream?
It's the middle of the day. What's your problem? She ate fun.
I like this live stream. I am gonna subscribe now.
Thank you. Okay, Mama's making me eat some food. It's really delicious. Mama's a really good cook.
Here's a big spoon.
I got it. Thank you.
If anyone wants to taste my ice cream, they can taste it.
Mmm.
It actually tastes like caramel.
Cheshire. Sit. Yeah, he is so underrated.
Thank you, buddy boy. So all we gotta do now is solder the VTX, solder the receiver, screw it together. We're done. In the camera.
Unknown. Sit. What is your budget for this setup?
It's about $250 American if I send you all the parts. And it's $350 if you want me to build it for you. It is a tight build, a tedious build. So you can do it, but it's like it's not something that'll make you very happy if you don't have experience.
Oh my god. I found so much.
Plus, I tune it and everything for you too. So I don't just build it and send it to you. I send it to you with the perfect tune and everything. And if you have Express ELRS, I'll stick your binding phrase on it. So you'll be able to just take it and go fly.
Cheshire. Sit. Which analog goggles is good to start with?
Go on Skyzone's website.
Unknown. Sit. Oh good, I thought it is like $500.
This is an analog setup though. It's basically a premium analog setup. For like an 03 setup, it would be more like 600.
Unknown. Sit. Oh thanks.
This is also
Cheshire. Sit. Is Pavo 20 good or Speedy BB35?
I don't know. I haven't used either of those. I actually have a I'm going to be doing a build with a budget Speedy B. The Speedy B Mini I'm going to test that out. Just because it was so cheap, I couldn't help myself. But usually, I don't know. I like this because it has an M6000. It has an M6000 gyro. Do.
Unknown. Sid. Will you do live stream of that?
Yeah, for sure. Mama, just put the headphones on. I gave them to you.
What's this,
We need. Where did they go?
Unknown.
Two of these.
Sid. I will watch it for sure. Shishir. Sid. Do you stream every day?
I stream whenever I build, and I stream almost every day when I do vlogs too. I do a daily vlog. So basically, whenever I'm doing like YouTube work or drone work, I stream. So if I'm editing videos, I stream, and if I'm building drones, I stream. I'll never build a drone without streaming. That way, if you try to do the same type of build or anything, like anyone that buys this kit off me will be able to follow the video, see the problems I had, and learn from them. Like now we're gonna see if the camera mount is gonna fit with this with these electronics, because then that's the other thing. Sometimes I have to redesign the camera mount to put the camera a little bit further away. And I've just been in the process of figuring out all the perfect parts and combinations and everything.
Shishir. Sid. Can you give me your Insta? I would like to follow.
Just go on my website. It's on the in my profile, and then join the Discord. I don't really go on Insta that much. Okay, yeah, look at that. Look at how nicely that fits. That is tight.
Sid. What would you prefer, DJI Avida or DJI FPV for a consumer FPV drone, just to know it?
No, it would have to be the O3. Like I would never get anything that is not fully manual. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'll run it here, and I'm going to stick my, well, actually, so I'm thinking of where I'm going to put the receiver. So that's going to go there,
Joey
this is
and
going to go like this.
Sid. That's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
Will we see it fly later?
Unknown. Yeah.
Sid.
No, because
Oh,
we're
okay.
out and it's pouring.
Maybe not today because it's raining, but I'm racing on Saturday, so I'm doing this build today, I'm doing another build tomorrow. That's why I'm using this, like I'm using an old camera here that like I don't care if I smash. So that's gonna be the worst part. Like, so it's not gonna look that great because this camera's not the best, but it has low latency, so yeah. Okay, so we have that going there. We're gonna run this underneath. This is gonna go on top. That's gonna go underneath, and then come up, and we're gonna have the receiver on the top plate.
Sid. Will you live for flying it on Saturday?
I'll never really live when I'm flying because it's already, you know, enough going on in your head. Like here, I'm building, and it's easy to just talk to you, and it actually makes the building experience more enjoyable. But to try and concentrate on flying, being an event full of people and everything, and just trying to keep everything together, it gets a little bit, it can get overwhelming. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect, that is perfect. And then the receiver, I'll be able to either stick it in here. No, I'm gonna put it on, I'm gonna put it down here.
Unknown.
Double-sided tape it.
Sit. A video then.
Oh, for
Donate
sure,
in the
for
clothes.
sure, for sure.
Sit. Good luck, racer. What will
Thanks.
your race team name be?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest racer. Okay, so now we got to look at the EP2 wiring. Okay. So EP2
Unknown.
wiring.
Sit. Is it a sub 250 build?
Well, let's see what it weighs. Without propellers, I'm guessing this is going to be about 120 grams. Let's see. Okay, so we put the drone down. We put the top on. Woo! We put the receiver on. And now we're just going to need the antenna.
Sit. Then it's settled your name will be not the greatest and you will proceed to smoke the competition.
It's nice to dream. It's nice to dream. Okay, look at that. So we are at 123 grams. And then with a 4S 650, we are at 204 grams. And I find personally that this type of drone flies the best around 200 grams. I'm going to be using 560 race batteries, 560 mAh 4S race batteries that actually weigh 20 grams less than this. So we're going to be at 185 grams, which is going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Plus the propellers, so then we're at like 190. It's going to be very nice.
Unknown. Sit. 180.
Oh, great. This uses a different type. This uses a different type of, that's not very good at all. I'm gonna have to swap the,
Unknown. Sit. What is the kV rating of motor?
3,800. I'm just wondering, I might have to use a whip antenna. I don't want to use a whip antenna. So this has a weird style of that.
Sit. What should be your first FPV Cinehoop for racing or any commercial drone like DJI?
I think Freestyle is strong, so it can take more of a beating. It's most important to have something you can beat around. Flying Cinehoop is if you're making like fancy cinematic videos or whatever, but the flying experience is not great, and when you're outside, you don't need a Cinehoop either, because you're going to want to fly with open props. Okay. We have an antenna problem. This is not compatible with this. Let's see what else I got. Is this compatible? Oh, that's weird. Okay, it does work with this.
Share.
I'm gonna be carrying a stupid long
How
antenna.
many FPV do you have now?
That's too long. That is too long. Way too long. I don't know. Screws into that. Why doesn't this should just, this should screw into that. Oh, I just didn't stick it in properly. Okay, it does work. We don't have a problem. Everything is wonderful. Everything is wonderful. My goodness, that would not be what we need. Not at all. Okay.
Marcus said, how long you built on this copter now?
As long as the stream's been. We have the EP2 ground power TX. So we have ground. We have okay, ground power TR. Ground power TR. Look at this wiring.
Marcus said,
Ground.
and it was
Ground.
2 hours, 3 hours, bringing base with sweat.
Yeah. Ground. Because we're gonna have it like this. And we're gonna have ground.
Said, how long is your experience in this field?
Maybe I'll put it right here. 3 years.
Avery, turn off the bathroom light, please.
No, we're gonna put it in there. So I don't need this anymore. Gonna start heating up our soldering iron. Actually, no, we're gonna cut all the cords. Then we're gonna heat up our soldering iron. Then we're gonna wire everything up. So we have ground, power, T. From this end. Ground, power, T. Okay. Ground, power, T. And then with our wiring diagram, where's this receiver?
Said, what is your time right now there?
Right now it's 12:30. Ground, power, R. Okay. So it'll be, so we have ground. Why is it lined up like that? Okay, so if I flip it over, like this, it's ground, power, RX, TX. And then the other one is ground power T. So we can just wire them in line and everything will be great. So we're going to take this, and then that is, let me look at the other one.
Unknown. Sid. Sorry, but got to go. It is 10 p.m. in India.
No problem. Ground power. Yeah, so ground is on this side. So we're starting on this side. We're going to be taking this and wiring it in a way that it's going to be pushed through down here, and it's going to be shoved in there. Okay. So we'll leave it a little bit longer.
Unknown. Sid. Bye, I will see you tomorrow.
See ya, buddy. Okay. Got our wires cut. Okay, and now then, so those are going to go there, that's going to go to that, and then this. These are going to go from here to there. We're going to make them a little bit. They'll go here, they'll go there. I'm going to cut them a little bit longer.
Shisher. Sid. Can I use Radio Master Pocket as a beginner?
Oh, absolutely. I'm using that now. The Pocket is the best. Okay, we have all these wires. Later. Okay, so now let's get everything ready. Those tips are ready.
Marcus. Sid. Do you fly planes also?
No. I think the wife would kill me. Make this slightly a little bit shorter.
Marcus.
Is your phone on
Sid.
ringer?
Yep.
Okay, understand thumbs up.
I don't know, put yours on ringer.
Shisher.
I'm gonna have to be on a
Sid.
call from 1 to 3.
How do
so
you
when your
manage
mom is
budget
here,
for building
she'll
FPV?
call you and
Okay.
you have to go
Please
downstairs.
Yeah, I have the ringer on, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, could you say that again? Sorry, my wife was talking to me.
Yeah, your wife. More important one.
The important one? So important. Okay. That. We're coming to the home stretch, buddies.
Shisher. Sid. Tips on managing budget.
Buy a Crux 35 and stick it on my frame. Like, you want to get good stuff, and you want to get, like, you don't always have to get top of the line, but you want to make sure that you get, like, I don't know, to me, I'm like the cheapest, best quality. Something that flies good, because if it doesn't fly good and you break it and stuff, it's gonna cost you more anyways. So I've kind of been on a mission for the past. First, I spent years learning how to be able to design stuff, so I can design my own things, because I wasn't happy with the designs out there. Then I've been now testing all these different parts to find the best parts, and I'm finally getting to a place where I'm really kind of happy with everything. Because the moment you get something that doesn't work well, it can cost you your whole setup. So you want to have everything that works well. I like analog because the way I look at it, you can buy all premium analog parts, and like let's say your video transmitter dies, okay, you're spending 50 bucks. Like the most you're ever going to spend is like $50 to replace a part. Whereas if you go with digital, you'll be spending like $200 just for your bloody emitter. And then if it goes wrong or breaks or you lose it or something, it just hurts that much more. With analog, you can also get better footage than digital by using a GoPro. And then you just have to, the GoPro becomes your biggest risk. But at least, you know, even if you break your GoPro, you can still fly. Okay, so now we're flexing all the tips. We're preparing all our stuff. This way we can do everything all at once. Boom, 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 boom. I believe I did put flux on this, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. But it's important that each one of these steps, you know, you take everything off, you put the flux on everything, you pre-solder everything, and then when you do build, it's all just going to put together beautifully. If you don't do these steps and you just try and put it together, you're going to be fighting with it.
Marcus,
Solder's not going to stick.
you can use a GoPro to make a video in your goggles.
No. You can just fly with analog, but then you can put a GoPro
AKA FPV.
on top.
Sid, what do you think about the Emax Teeny Out 3 Freestyle?
Honestly, I don't like any Emax products that...
I think when it comes to cost, using analog and digital comes like same, but for maintenance digital may go high.
Digital is just more expensive. But now they have that, if you're just starting, there's been people reviewing the walk snail goggles. I don't get into walk snail because to me, it's analog and 03. I have some HD02, but I just like analog and 03. And that's my favorite.
Sponge.
Okay, so the solder sucker. Let this just heat up a little bit more. I'm gonna just finish my coffee finally. And we're doing our last soldering. Ground is on that side. We're also going to prepare the receiver wherever I put it. I'm going to put the flux on the receiver. Okay. Very nice. Got everything ready to go. Clean the tip. Put some fresh solder on the tip. Okay. Now,
Marcus, Sid, they wish you a nice flight experience with your copter thumbs up.
thanks, bud. I hope you have a good time too. Why is my tip so nasty? Get it all nice and clean.
Les, Sid, why do some people run single ESCs for each motor vs something like a single T-motor V50 for all four?
Because when you use external ESCs, you can replace them. When you do all-in-ones like this, you blow one ESC or the flight controller and everything's done. So by having it separately, you can replace them. And a long time ago, they used to mostly be separate. Also, some people feel that the separate ones are a little bit better quality or stronger or something. It all depends. It all depends on I've never actually run I got in like 3 years ago, so the technology now is so much like we're at a place now where right now I'm wiring an all-in-one, and the ESCs have like 45 amp, so that should leave me enough. Like, you don't even need more than 25 amp for what I'm doing, but same thing with the VTX. The VTX here is 1.6 watts. I'll be running at it at like half of that all the time, but I kind of like having more power than I need just to have that extra leg room, you know? Okay. Now let's do the receiver first. We have the ground on this side. Oh, that's a PP. I need an EP2.
Set. Gotcha. Makes total sense.
Ground,
Thank
5T. No problem. No problem. You can always ask me anything, and if I know the answer, I'll let you know.
Don't they have a 25 MW limit with races?
Yes. So you can adjust it. But this is basically, this is just a nice analog build that I'm gonna probably use for like freestyle. But I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna test it at the races. I like the races for testing things. Like, I tested all my tiny whoops at the races. Like, I brought 4 different ones, and it helped me realize what I really like. Because, like, when you're doing normal stuff, how am I gonna do this? You know what? I'm gonna take a little piece of double-sided tape. Stick that right on there.
U_MPV. Set. Hey man, I got a problem in an analog build. Could you maybe help or like give an idea?
Yeah, tell me what happened.
Share. Set. How to manage heating issue with VTX.
Well, tell me about the VTX. What is the power? What kind of VTX is it? Like, explain what's happening. And do you know how to adjust the power levels and everything? Okay. Just one sec. Okay, now. Yeah, explain everything to me.
Cube_FPV. Sid. So I got the Flight Dish RC Mini M10 GPS module to be extra safe when flying. The problem is that after installing it only got a good number of satellites once, and after that only got 3 to 5 after 10 to 12 minutes. Daniel IBN Galil. Sid. Can I get reply?
Yeah, what do you need help with, buddy? And for you, I don't know anything about GPS because I never use it. So.
Cube_FPV. Sid. I tried everything, like really everything, but can't get it to get a normal number of sets.
See, I don't.
Cube_FPV. Sid. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about GPS. All I would think is, like, totally reset the whole thing up, or get a different one. But when it comes to GPS, I don't ever really put it on my. I don't put it on my builds. Sorry about that.
Cube_FPV. Sid. Alright man, no problem. Good luck with the build.
Thanks.
Daniel IBN Galil. Sid. Can you share your Instagram, WhatsApp number so I can explain my drone problem?
If you go onto my website from my profile page, you can find my Discord. It's at the bottom of my website. And that's the best way to send me messages and pictures and stuff. I don't really look at Instagram very much.
Daniel IBN Galil. Sid. WhatsApp please.
Do. You go on my website, you can find my phone number on my website, and that's my WhatsApp.
Cube_FPV. Sid. I don't think he gives his number out so randomly.
Well, it's just if you want me to make an effort, you can make a little effort too, right?
Thanks.
No problem. I'll give my number out, but it's just like, if you want it, you can work for it a little bit, especially if you want me to do something for you. Okay, let's get some double-sided tape. I really like this this jelly stuff.
Lex. Sid. At Cube could be atmospheric conditions and weather. The DJIs I fly have issues at times. UOA forecast app helps give some clarity. Cube_FPV. Sid. What's your opinion about TVS VTXs?
I think they're great. I love the Pro 32, and if you don't care about audio, there's a new one. It's called the Unified DP, and I was considering using those in my builds, but they don't have audio. So I'm trying out this, and we'll see how this is. But if this ends up being as good as I want it to be, then it'll be the VTX of choice. But if I didn't have audio, I would definitely use a VTX Pro 32, Nano Pro 32, the one that goes up to 500 milliwatts.
Sid. Mobile number end on 365. Cube_FPV. Sid. Why do you use audio?
I'm testing both. I have a stack, and I have this all-in-one. I wanted to test this. It's a new all-in-one, and it has the most of the things I fly actually are older, so they had the M6000, and then lots of the new stuff doesn't have the M6000, and I wanted to make sure it had a good gyro, and I've had issues with those BMIs or those other ones, so I just want to have something I know is solid. So this has the M6000. The other one I also fly is the Rush F7 analog mini, and I got that because it had the M6000, and that was like the first time that I spent like almost $100 on a bloody flight controller. But it's this thing.
Cube_FPV. Sid. But what does the audio help with?
That's my favorite drone. Oh, well, you get to hear yourself fly. You get to hear, like, if your drone's hitting something weird or anything funny is happening, like you can hear it when you fly.
What is your thought on having a tube for a freelancer FPV pilot?
If you're an FPV pilot, I think that you don't need it. Like, you can just put a GoPro. A GoPro is going to be, well, the Avata 2 is actually really good, but it's not a fun. It looks nice, but it's not a fun quad. I like having that full manual control. And I think that I don't know if it has as good footage as a GoPro. If it does, then great, but if it doesn't, then analog in a GoPro does just as good and costs you like half the price. Okay. We're doing our last wiring, and then we're basically done. We're gonna pull out something little. One of these. So if the guy was here talking about motors and how to put them together, the splicing, we're gonna be doing that here.
Cube_FPV. Sid. I've been using the Icon 20X20FC and ESC that go from 2 to 6S, and it flies really clean.
Yeah, Icon.
What's your opinion on them?
I think Icon's a great company. And that's the thing. If you fly something and you really like how it flies, just get a pile of that. Because it's tried and tested. Everything else is kind of like opinion, and you can listen to people's opinions, but you want something that you know works, and if you know it works, then keep getting the same thing, right? Okay. Okay, now I gotta figure out for this.
Cube_FPV. Sid. It just simply works since I bought it, so.
And that's a nice thing, you know, nothing sucks more than when you like buy something and it just doesn't work. Okay. See, there's this. Maybe I want to do this one. Let me just see what happens with this. I might actually use this camera instead if it doesn't get in the way. See, it might get in the way. It gets in the way. It gets in the way. Unless we really put that angle. No, I can't fly. Oh no, that's not going to work. I'm gonna have to design a new mount for this camera. I'm gonna have to use the bloody crap. I don't. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, let's look at we're done with this. We're on to this. We have our wires. Oh, I need to see the wiring diagram for the VTX. Actually, you know what?
Shisher.
Okay.
Sid. Which FPV is that in the table next to your soldering station?
Next to my soldering station. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. This? Okay, so if we look at that like this is how that would be. We're looking at DCN. So we have the power from here. It takes 7 to 32 volts.
Cube_FPV. Sid. Had a weird ELRS FC that used 2 CPUs and ran a weird version of Betaflight called Butterfly. After it didn't let any VID signal through, I got the Icon FC and it flew much better on stock Sid. Lex. Sid. Ever used T-Motor V-Lux electronics?
Just one sec. So this, there's a 10 volt somewhere. I just gotta find the 10 volt pad. There's one underneath. Do we have a 10 volt? Oh, we do have a 10 volt. Where is it? That 5 volt is a 10 volt? Why does it say 5 volts if it's 10 volts?
Sid. Hey buddy, I have to go now. I will join your Discord tomorrow.
Okay,
You
have a
earned
good
a
one.
new subscriber.
Thank you, thank you.
Goodbye, see ya tomorrow. Cube_FPV. Sid. Shishir meant to ask about the who.
You know what? I might. I don't know why it says 10 volt. I'm gonna power this directly off the. I'm gonna power this directly off the. Off that. Okay, I'm gonna wire everything else up. So this is going to go to the ground.
Shishir. Sid. Yeah, face with tears of joy. Is it sin with 30 or other? Adam Seal. Sid. Hey there man. How you doing?
I'm good.
What motors are those?
These are 1404s. This, I have to look at it like this. Okay, if I look at it like this, I have the DCN, I have the ground. They're 1404 SkyStars 38,000 kV. Okay, data, video in, camera out. Okay, and then these three, we have 5 out, ground, cam in. So this is the camera. Cam in, ground, 5 out. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay. Very nice. So we have the video in. Video. Okay. First, let's clean this and put some fresh solder on it. Mhm. Now we're going to take the video to video. stuff is hard for me. Let's switch hands. Yeah, let's solder with my left hand. Hold steady with my right hand. Not burn my fingers. There we go, come on. Very nice. Okay. The what? I gave you the wireless things. Just stick them in. Just plug them in and stick them in.
Don't like these.
Why?
Your phone better be on. You got to for your mom.
Okay, we got the 5 minutes. VTX. Video in and out. Really?
Chris White FPV. Said. That's going to be real nice slightly smiling face.
Yes. So we have video in, cam out. Cam out, cam in. So cam out. And this is video in. So the BTX. Okay, so I need to figure out we have the TX. That goes to the receiver. No, it goes to the analog VTX. So the VTX, which would be the video, would go to the VTX. So the video to the VTX. I think this goes to the VTX.
Chris White FPV. Said. I love how your text speaks.
We're going to see if this actually works as a 10 volt. It says 5 volt. No, I think I'm going to just power this off the VBAT. Okay. Okay, now all we have is data. The data would go to the T. Okay. And now this. Video in, the camera out, the camera out would go to the cam in, yes. And now, okay, so if we did everything correctly, that should be it. So let's plug her in and see if we have video. Okay, smoke stopper, even though we don't need a smoke stopper, because we always do everything perfectly. Okie dokie.
Black Hat FPV. Said. Are you sure there's number 5 volt pad on the ESC?
There's a 5 volt pad here. It says it's labeled 5 volts. There is a 10 volt, but it's on the other side. So this can be powered off 4S, no problem, because this will take up to 32 volts. So Let's just do it. Okay. Now we will look for the video. Okay. We have video. We got it working. Okay, let me just see, because this is going to have to be like this, right? Is that the right way? It sure is. And that is that. Okay, so how long did today take? 2 hours and 28 minutes for the build. I think that's probably the fastest I got one of these together.
Black Hat FPV. Sid. Nice job.
And it will be a lot faster once I continue doing them. It's just, this is going to be the first product that I have ready for you to be able to just order and fly. And this has been like basically three years to get here, so this is a very special moment. If this drone flies beautifully, it is the start of something
Rover.
special.
Sid. Are you using the CAD-X Radel too?
No, this is some old CAD-X. I think it's a Kangaroo or what is this? It's a Turbo. It's just an old camera that I know has low latency, and if I'm gonna smack anything and destroy a camera because I'm going racing, I'd rather smack this one. Okay, you know what? We might even have to. This mount is the mount is cracking, so I'm gonna make another. I kind of want to test 50 degrees. Get these cords out of my way. Get out of my way. You know what? I'm just gonna do this so that it's done, and then we can we should print some more. Just want this to work too. That gets in the way. That gets in the way. Go ahead and make it go forward a bit. Stick it out. You can do it for both of these. Okay, you know what? We're going to put this together, and then I'm going to try designing another mount. But we're just going to stick it together to make sure it all fits. Very nice. Okay. This. take.
Black Hat FPV. Sit. Make the mount out of TPU.
Oh yeah, it will
Don't be
be.
cheap on the weight. LOL.
Wires. Use wires and make it a tag. Okay, I have to untwist these wires. Man,
Rover. Sit. These frames fly great, but they are frustrating to put together.
Yeah.
Everything is just on top of each other.
yeah, I need, I might have to use 20, but I don't want to, so let's untwist these. Ah, because I twisted that. Okay, we have to get this out of the way. And then...
Black Hat FPV. Sit. 2-week wait on new Aero 5 frames. V2 will have improvements.
So you broke it? Yes. That is nice and tight. Yeah, this would be a lot easier if I didn't have a
Unknown.
massive VTX on
Sit.
it.
Hello, I am back. I thought I would sleep, but I couldn't.
Welcome back. We're basically done, and I just gotta I gotta design a new camera mount.
Black Hat FPV. Sit. No, Jason has one, but he's getting 2 more. One for me, cause he owes.
Well, once you guys fly the O3 Discus, it'll be all you want to fly. If I had the money, that's probably all I would fly. Come on, what is going on here? That cord's getting in the way. does not have to go there. Come on. Come on. Get this through there. You don't have to be there. There. Yes. Oh man.
Black Hat FPV. Sid. I agree about 3.5 inch being the funnest to fly, but 5 inch is a staple. Unknown. Sid. Will you turn it on after you complete it?
I already did, it works.
Unknown. Sid. Like in the live.
I did. There we go. So this antenna mount didn't help much, but I can put it out. Put it out a bit more. That's something I can do. I can also print my fin. That is nice. Okay,
Unknown.
I'm gonna print my fin.
Sid. I wasn't there.
Okay, one sec, okay? I'm gonna print a fin.
Unknown. Sid. Okay. L cubes. Sid. Hey man, what's up?
Not much. I'm just printing a race fin, and now I'm just gonna show you. I don't know if I can show you. Okay, so I'm gonna plug it in. okay?
Mama.
What is it? It's on B5. Okay, one sec. Let's see that.
Unknown. Sid. Does the motor spin now? If yes, please spin. I want to hear it, please.
No, you can't. I can't spin the motors yet because I haven't,
Andy Bear. Sid. Would the stream be available to rewatch?
yes.
Can't fight my tired body burning face with sweat.
Okay. Why is it doing that? That was what I want. The antenna, there's an antenna on it. There you go. So the build is done. I'll tape this up, and then our next stream, I'm gonna program it. So we have the full, that's hot, man. We have the full build right there. I'm gonna design a new camera mount for this, and I'm going to also, I'm gonna design a new camera mount. Yeah, camera mount, and what else are we gonna do? We're gonna program it. So we're gonna do all the tuning and everything. And then for now, where's the electric tape? It's right here. Now we're gonna tape it up nicely.
Live hack activity. Good. What rates for pitch and roll do you pay?
I'll tell you a lot. If you go into my beginner playlist and look at the tune, it's all there. Because I don't really even know what is what. I just know that every build I even go to that. I go to that shorts and I just tune my drones all the same. I am gonna fly probably at the race at 50 degrees for the first time, so I want to test that out too.
Black Hat FPV. Sick. When you race, what will be your rates?
The same. I'm gonna use the same rates I always use. Because my rates are modified Min-Chan rates. Like, I started using Min-Chan's rates, and then I adjusted them for me. I basically just made them a little bit faster. But like, I'm around 800, 700. My center stick is 220. The center stick is 220, 180, 160. Then the next one is 800, 700, 600. And then the Expo is 0.4.
Black Hat FPV. Sick. Nice. Similar to mine adjacent.
Yeah,
Way different than most freestylers.
try mine out. Because especially with the discus. Because everyone that takes my drone and flies it is kind of like, whoa, I didn't expect it to feel like that. But it's like, that's 3 years of trying to get everything perfect.
Unknown. Sick. What goggles are you gonna use with this?
I'm using the 04X, Skyzone 04X. Yeah. damn it.
What's happened?
Oh, I just dropped something. I'm just gonna do this thing. What? Okay.
What? What?
We got, let me just see what the weight is. Okay. Yeah, 125 grams. Yeah. Okay, you guys, that's the build. Thanks for hanging out. And next time we'll do the tuning. Okay? See you then.